Hi guys, welcome back to Moat Cottage Homesteading. Today I'm going to show you how I make quick pickle chilies. I'll be using a variety of chilies from my garden. I've been growing them over the summer and they grow well in the garden as well as in small pots. I always wear gloves when I'm picking chilies. This chili is just growing in a small terracotta pot. It is sitting on a bigger pot, so the roots do go down through the pot at the bottom into the other pot. If chilies grow in your area, they're perfect for a small garden. I've just sterilised this jar in the dishwasher and I've checked it for cracks. There's no cracks in it and the rim doesn't have any chips out of it. When you're water bath canning or pressure canning, you've got to make sure that the lid's going to seal properly, so you always have to check that. I won't be water bath canning this because I'm only making one batch today, so I'm going to keep it in the fridge. Into a saucepan we add the ingredients. Half a cup of water, this is filtered water. Half a cup of white wine vinegar. You can use white vinegar if you want to. Half a teaspoon of sea salt and a tablespoon of raw honey. My washed chilies are just sitting in this jug of water and we want about 250 grams of chilies. I've got a variety of chilies here. We need to cut the end off. We can leave the seeds in and we'll just chop them up. I usually chop chilies with gloves on these days because I don't want to burn my fingers, especially if you're using really hot chilies. And also if you wear gloves, you're less likely to touch your face or anywhere else later on. I had a friend who went to the toilet after picking chilies in his garden. I'll leave the rest to your imagination. But he never did it again. Sometimes it's better to learn from somebody else's mistake. Put your saucepan on the stovetop, have it at medium heat and bring your mixture up to a boil. Give it a stir so that you can dissolve that honey and salt into the liquid. Once it starts to boil, put the lid on and reduce the heat so it can simmer on a low heat for 2 minutes. Fill the jars with the chilies and then top them up with the liquid. Remove the air bubbles. You just use a knife or your debubbling tool and move it around the edges, squeezing in, and that will get rid of any air bubbles. I've got the lid and the ring soaking in warm water and I'll just use a bit of that warm water on my clean tea towel to wipe the rim of the jar. You don't want any food or residue left on that, especially if you're going to be water bath canning. Then I'll just use the dry side and give that a wipe. Place your lid on the canning jar. And screw the ring on finger tight. If you were going to process this, you would have checked the headspace, leaving I think a 1/2 inch headspace for this. I'll leave it in the description below just to be sure. I'll let this cool down to room temperature and then I'll store it in the refrigerator. That's where I'll keep it. When I'm using the chilies, I will use a clean utensil, like a clean spoon, every time I'm using them so I don't get any food contamination in the jar. I'll also make sure my chilies are covered with the liquid at all times. You could even top it up with a bit of white wine vinegar if you wanted to. If you're lucky enough to have a heap of chilies coming out of your garden, then you can water bath can this recipe for 10 minutes and then you can store them on your shelf. They are said to last for 2 weeks in the refrigerator, but I find mine last a lot longer than this.